Hey everyone, welcome to another What I Eat in a Day video. In today's video, I'm going to show you everything that I eat in a day as a typical vegan, and I hope it gives you some good meal ideas. I'm going to show you some homemade recipes. I also got some fun stuff while I was out. I've got a grocery haul in this video, and I'm going to show you how I like to make air fried croutons that you can also make in the oven if you want, but you can do it either way. And I really love making these for soups and salads. It's so good. They have like the perfect texture. So I'll show you how to do that later on. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you to Thrive Market for teaming up with me, and let's get started with this What I Eat in a Day. I actually had a doctor's appointment on this day, so I went ahead and had breakfast out. I went to a place called Backyard Bowls, and I also got a coffee at the place next door. I got their regular steel cut oats that's made with cashew milk, I believe, and instead of almonds on top, I got it with peanut butter. It comes with wild berry jelly, which was so good, and banana slices. It would have been a 10 out of 10 if it had some salt. It needed a pinch of salt, but other than that, it was pretty good. After breakfast, I ran some errands and then I headed to Runyon Canyon for a hike. It was a beautiful day, wasn't too hot, and it wasn't very crowded on this day, which was definitely really nice. For lunch, I stopped at Erewhon, and I don't normally shop here because, as you guys probably have heard, it's very expensive and it's very trendy as well, so it's usually quite crowded. As you can see, there are a lot of people ordering the Hailey Bieber smoothie, but I went ahead and got a iced matcha with oat milk while I did a little bit of browsing. I really don't shop here because everything is literally double the price, like sometimes triple. Like they literally have Driscoll strawberries, like typical average Driscoll strawberries, for $12. It's crazy, but I do love the vegan cheese selection. They have so many brands I've never seen before. It's really unmatched, so it's a really cool place to look at new vegan products. They also have quite a few vegan butters, which made me really excited about the butter video that I'm going to be making soon. So many of you said you would be interested in that video, which made me really happy. So definitely got some good ideas while I was there, and I picked up some sushi while I was there as well. They have these beautiful vegan sushi rolls that are rainbow colored. I think the rice is made with beets, so it turns that pretty pink purple color, and then it has some lettuce, cucumber, avocado, carrot, and red cabbage or purple cabbage, and it has like a really nice creamy and crunchy texture. I'm using a cheese knife to peel my apples, and my grandma used to not make fun of me, but she would always be like, "What are you doing?" when she would see me do this, because I always used to peel like cucumbers and stuff with a cheese knife. She could never understand why I would do it because she was so good with a paring knife. Like she had the most like old-fashioned, it was like a wood handle like this with like a tiny little like knife blade on it, and she could peel potatoes, apples, cucumbers, anything with that, and it would be like the thinnest strips, and I would try to do it and I would just like take whole chunks out of whatever I was peeling. So I figured out that using a cheese peeler works very well. But I find it very handy, and because it's so wide, I don't know, I feel like it's really fast and efficient. I have a vegetable peeler, but I often reach for this. I got way too much sun. Oh my God, that's really bad. I didn't plan on like being out and about that much today, but I kind of felt like since I was out, I kind of wanted to make the most of it. So I went to Runyon Canyon like you saw, and I ran a couple of errands, and I just like pretty much walked everywhere. I got like 19,000 steps today, which is wild because I was just joking with my friend Laura that like some days I get like 3,000 steps in a day, and other days I end up getting like a million. But it's a beautiful day, so it was really nice to be outside and enjoy the weather. I just wish I just wish I would have put sunscreen on. So I'm just gonna slice this apple and then I'm gonna top it with some tahini and some date syrup. And my favorite tahini right now is by the brand Soom. It is so silky and smooth and it's like very, very mild in flavor. It just has that slight nuttiness, but there's almost no bitterness. Like when you put your spoon in it and you kind of lift it up, it's just like this ribbon of beautiful tahini. It's so, so good. But I also really like this one, and I kind of like to change up the brands that I use every once in a while, but this one's really good too. And it's also very smooth and creamy. It's just a little bit thicker, and I think it has a stronger flavor, and it's a little bit more bitter. But both of them work really well in all of my tahini sauces. I think the ones that I make the most are my lemon dill tahini sauce, which I'll link below, and my vegan honey mustard dressing, honey mustard. And then I'm gonna go ahead and drizzle on this date syrup. I also like the Julie's date syrup, but this one is great because it has a squeeze top, which means that you can make like really pretty drizzles, but you have control. Love the combination of dates and tahini, especially with a little bit of sea salt. I'm gonna use this flaky sea salt. Ignore the box. If you've watched my videos before, you know I cannot open a cardboard box like a normal person. They all just get destroyed. Ordinarily, I would do a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of granola on top. The cinnamon just because like such a good combo with like apples and dates and tahini, like delicious. But I'm just really not feeling cinnamon today for some reason, so I'm just gonna leave that out. But also, I sometimes do granola for crunch or like hemp seeds for crunch, which is also really good. But again, I'm just like not really in the mood for that today. I just want simple. So I'm gonna keep it simple and have this as the first part of my snack. And the second part, this will surprise none of you who saw my last video where I was talking about these. I actually got a couple bags because I wanted to give some of them to my friends. Two in particular are dill lovers like I am. And if you like sour cream and onion chips and dill, you will love these. They are like so crunchy and delicious. And I've never seen them before, but I found them on Thrive and I went through the first bag like 2 seconds flat. They were so addicting. So I had to stock up, and I'm actually gonna put a couple of these by the door so that when I leave, I'll remember to like take them with me the next time I see my friends, because I think this would be just like a really cute thing to show up and be like, I know they're gonna like them, so I'm excited for them to try these. This Thrive order is pretty much just restocking on some of my basics, and I got a comment one time on a video where I was talking about how I like to shop on Thrive Market, and someone was saying, but I really like going to the grocery store, like am I the only one? And I responded, but I feel like I should mention it in a video, like I love going to the grocery store too, especially like farmers markets and looking at all the fresh produce. But for me, for the last couple of years, Thrive is always like the first stop. So it's like the first part of my process where I just make the list at home, I look at the meals I want to make for the week and for the recipes, I make my grocery list, and then I go on Thrive Market and I pretty much get the bulk of it there. I'm able to find so many brands that I love that I have at the grocery store, but sometimes it's not at the grocery store I go to. Sometimes I want to get certain brands and I have to go to like multiple different places and get them at different places, or they're on sale at one place and not the other. And so with Thrive, there's always a discount. They have tons of brands that I love, and it gets shipped directly to my house in recycled packaging. So it's super convenient, saves me a lot of time having to go to all these different places. And then when I feel like it and I have a little time, I can, you know, shop for fresh produce and stuff like that, because I enjoy that part of it too. But Thrive is like the first step of the process for me. So I love Thrive Market. I've been a member for years, and if you guys want to try it out, you can click the link in the description box below. You can sign up to become a member for 1 month if you just want to give it a try, or sign up for a year like I do. And when you click the link to join today, you will get 30% off your first order and a free gift. I have some leftover soup, and I've been making these really crunchy, salty, delicious croutons to put on top instead of crackers, and they kind of like absorb that broth and they just get like a little bit soft, a little bit crunchy, and they just have this really nice like textural element that is so good. And so I really wanted to make that again, and I figured I would show you how I do it, because you can do it in the oven too, totally fine, but the air fryer just does it so fast and they're so crispy and like golden. So I'm gonna make a big batch of those so that they're ready to go for dinner, and dinner's gonna be so easy. I also have some pie left over from the 4th of July, so I'm gonna have that and finish the movie I started last night. So dinner's gonna be super, super easy and like a nice cozy meal. But first we're gonna make some croutons. So I feel like just like how a good sandwich starts with good bread, good croutons also starts with good bread. And so I go ahead and I cut this into bite-sized cubes. I'm using a bread that I found at the bakery section at Whole Foods, and it's very simple. It's called the vegan rustic Italian loaf, and it just has like flour, semolina flour, salt, oil, and yeast. I cut that into bite-sized pieces and I drizzle with olive oil, roughly 2 cups of bread and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You want to mix it first while you first put the olive oil on it so that it's very evenly coated in a thin layer and you don't have some of it sinking into the bread in some places and not at all in other places, if you know what I mean. Then you can add whatever seasonings you like. I like to keep it pretty simple with some garlic granules and kosher salt, but you can really go crazy with all kinds of fun blends. You could do dried Italian herbs. You could do some kind of like paprika blend or poultry seasoning. That will be really good. You can really kind of do whatever you like, but I go ahead and I put them in the air fryer or oven at 375 until crispy. You want to let them cool all the way because they'll finish getting crunchy and hard as they cool. That's definitely key. And then you can store these in an airtight container for about a week. Dinner on this night was super easy because I just reheated some leftovers. I've been experimenting with making my own veggie broth, which has been a really fun process because it's a great way to use up the extra veggies in your fridge. And I always thought, why make your own veggie broth when you can just buy it? And I still love the convenience of store-bought veggie broth, but I find that you can get a really flavorful, wholesome broth. And again, it's like a great way to use up veggies when you make a homemade version. So once I get that recipe perfect, I will be sharing it with you guys. But I turned this into a soup, and I wanted to point out that I like to measure my leftovers in the bowl or plate that I'm going to be serving it in and then reheat that amount, because that way I don't have to guess how much or how little to heat up. I have a pretty good idea of how much I'm going to want to enjoy. This soup had some rice, some pumfu, some corn, celery, carrots, and I topped it with lots of croutons. I had 2 bowls like this and it was so good. I keep trying to tell you guys about the dessert I'm gonna have, and I keep making myself laugh because it rhymes and I just feel so silly every time I say it that I mess up, and then I just feel like I need to start over. So I made a pie on the 4th of July, which is the part that rhymes, which is the part that keeps cracking me up. But I am going to basically reheat the leftovers because it's a really delicious blueberry pie. And it's not perfected yet. I definitely am not a pie making master yet, but it was really good. And it was more than anything, it was just a fun process because pie crust and making pie in general is pretty simple in terms of ingredients. It doesn't have a ton of stuff in it, but it's more just little tips and tricks that help to make a good pie, a great pie. And I'm still kind of teaching myself that. So once I learn it and I feel really confident, then I will share it with you guys. But it's been really fun to have the leftovers. There's just something so homey about having homemade baked goods in the house. You guys know how I like to food prep. If I'm gonna make potatoes or rice or whatever, I make a lot at once so I can make easier meals throughout the week. Tonight was a perfect example. I made soup and I made a ton of it, and I've had really easy meals over the last couple of days because of it, either for lunch or for dinner. But I feel sometimes I forget to meal prep a dessert for the week, but whenever I do, it's so cozy just to end the night with a little something. It's already made and it's just that much better because it's homemade and it's an actual dessert. Because I find that if I don't have some kind of dessert on hand when I want it, I end up eating the most random things because I'm craving sweets, and it's not as satisfying or good as if I just had an actual dessert. I definitely don't do it every week, but whenever I do, I'm always kind of reminded of how extra cozy and homey it is to have a freshly homemade dessert at home that you can just kind of enjoy at the end of the day. So thought I would share that with you guys to remind you in case it's been a while since you've made something homemade. I'll pop some of my favorite vegan dessert recipes in the description box below, including some no bake, no cook recipes, because I know that as it starts to get warmer and warmer, it is nice to have desserts that you don't have to turn the oven on for. So I will include some of those in the description box below. That's also where you'll find a link to Try Thrive Market, so don't forget to check that out as well. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me today. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so you never miss a future video, and I will see you in a video very soon. Bye!